Hi everyone, Hassan here from ESL Fluency. As you know, I started writing samples for the writing tasks in Cambridge IELTS number 20. In this video, we are going to go through a process, analyze it, and write a full sample. I do these videos like this because I want you to hear my thought process, how I analyze things, and throughout the video, I'm going to give you some tips based on what we're dealing with. So let's get started. All right. First things first, we need to analyze the diagram and fully understand what it wants us to do, and also the process itself. So the diagram below shows how fabric is manufactured from bamboo. Okay, we're just going to focus on this plant. All right. The first thing I want you to look at is the number of steps. This is going to be a good thing to mention in our overview. All right, there are 9 steps. Okay, where does it start? Okay, they are planted in spring, and then okay, harvest in autumn. Okay, between these two, nothing happens, so they just grow until autumn, and then okay, they cut. Uh, all right, and then if you pay attention, okay, we can see some mechanical processes and also amine oxide. Okay, this is chemical before it turns into yarn and then fabric and then clothes, items of clothes. So, all right, first things first, we need to write an introduction, basically the paraphrase of the information that the um, prompt has given you. All right, the diagram has shown how fabric is manufactured. Okay, the um, diagram illustrates the process used to manufacture fabric. Yes, manufacture fabric and also clothing. Yes, and clothing from bamboo trees. Okay. Anything else I missed? I don't think so. That is just okay. I paraphrased everything and it's in my words. Okay. And nothing is copied from the prompt itself. Okay. All right. Now we are going to give the big picture overview. Basically, overview is like if you just have a few seconds and you want to go out, you just want to summarize everything. What would you say? You just focus on the main things, right? For example, how many steps there are. I don't know where things start, where things end, and generally, basically, okay, what happens in the middle. Some YouTubers, some I don't know. Some people say that okay, you just mention what happens at first and what happens at the end, and that's your overview. Well, this is going to limit your task achievement to a maximum of band 6 because you need in your overview you need to summarize the entire chart without going into details. All right. And one of the things that you need to include in your overview, it's a good idea actually to include in your overview, is the number of steps. That is an easy way of, okay, writing a complete overview. Overall, bamboo undergoes nine a 9 step transformation. Yeah, is transformed into fabric and then clothing. Okay, from a from well, you could I don't think you can use seedling here because seedling is just it just popped out okay recently. Okay, in the picture we can see that okay it has grown for quite some time and then plant. So we can just say to stay on the safe side and say that from a young plant, instead transformation from a young plant to coming articles of clothing. Yeah, different types of clothes and stuff. Okay. And I need to talk about what happens in the middle. As I said, okay, I saw some mechanical process and okay, you can say that okay, in the middle, a combination of mechanical and chemical um, treatments and steps happen before it is turned into the final product. All right, after harvesting a series of mechanical and chemical treatments occur after occur yeah before fibers are finally weave. Okay, the past MPP form of weave is woven into fabric. So you see that I'm using passive voice when it comes to processes. You are talking about the changes that happened, so this is the perfect opportunity to use a wider range of grammar. Passive voice is perfect for this one, but it is not a good idea to only write in passive voice because you need to use a wide range, okay, whenever possible. So a combination of all the sentence structures that are appropriate. All right. Our overview is complete. I talked about the steps. I briefly talked about how it starts, how it ends, and also is my description of the middle part accurate, or have I missed anything important? Or well, I don't think so. The process itself is just simple. All right, now we are going to go through body paragraph. Well, as I always mention, you can write just one body paragraph, but I recommend writing two body paragraphs, dividing your information into two parts. It makes your life easier, and it actually shows the examiner you know how to organize your information into cohesive and coherent pieces. All right, let's get started from the first step. Bamboo is planted when in spring. Well, I wrote in spring because it is there. If you don't see spring, but okay, in reality, you have some information about the plant that okay, they usually plant it in spring. You cannot write it there. You can only write this kind of information only if the picture shows it to you. So be careful about that. Nothing, no assumption, no nothing out of the picture. All right, planted in spring. Um, okay, spring, and then left to grow until nothing happens between spring and autumn. So we just jump to autumn. Okay, until autumn. When it is, what happens to it? It is cut down and collected. All right, step 3. Um, is what happens in step 3? Okay, as you can see, they're cutting the stalks. Stalks are the main stem of the plant. All right, step 3 is cutting the stalks into, yeah, you can say, yeah, into long, yeah, depends on, okay, if it is horizontal or vertical. Okay, here you can see that in step 4, okay, there are long pieces too before they are crushed into long, um thin, you can say. Okay, bamboo is also okay, long thin strips using industrial saw. Okay, yes, you can describe the tool in the picture. Okay, and these, these fine, okay, strips are then crushed to produce to make tool. Okay, producing, okay, are then crushed, produce, using a liquid pulp. Okay, and this pulp, okay, I don't want to start my next sentence like, okay, this pulp. This is the perfect place to use a complex sentence, which is subsequently filtered. Subsequently filtered, and what happens? Separating the long fibers from the remaining liquid. Okay, something important here. A lot of test takers might say, okay, from water. Well, you don't know, okay, if it is water, of course, okay, there might be some water in it or something, but as long as the task says it's some sort of liquid or something, you can't just assume that it is 100% water. No assumptions, no information out of the picture. So stay safe and use an umbrella vocabulary like a liquid, which is also shown in the picture. All right, I am kind of halfway there, and this is the place where I usually start a new body paragraph. In the sixth step, these fibers are softened. They add water here, and then amine oxide. Okay, all right, softened by adding water And I can just say amine oxide. Okay, if you're not sure about, for example, what kind of material you can call it, you can just say amine oxide. But if you know, you can. This is not your information, but this is not your opinion, by the way. If you know what kind of material it is, you can name. You can just mention what kind of material it is. But don't go into technical terms. For example, amine oxide, okay, is a kind of you can say that, okay, chemical agent, and a chemical agent. This is a fact, not my opinion. This is the kind of material it is. So it is good for your lexical resource if you can name it. If not, don't worry about it. Just move on and write water and amine oxide. That's it. Chemical agent. Okay, amine um, oxide. Okay, that's it. Once once fully able, the material is spin. Okay, I am using the passive voice again. The PP form of spin is spun. So spun to create. Okay, it is already there. To create what? A yarn. And weave, past form of weave, woven, to form. So as you can see, to be able to write a sample for maps, you need to be good at PP form. Okay, so make sure you memorize them, especially the irregular verbs. All right, woven to form bamboo fabric. Yeah. Okay, we only use bamboo here, nothing. All right, bamboo fabric. And now I'm in a final step. So in the final stage, the clothing um, industry, for example, uses the fabric. Clothing industry, okay, includes all the industries, okay, dealing with making clothes and stuff. All right, clothing industry uses fabric to make items such as okay, in the picture we see t-shirt and socks. Okay, you can just name them as an example, such as t-shirts. It's also a good idea. Don't just be general like, okay, to make clothes. Be more specific. Use the pictures and give an example. Use them as an example. Why not? And socks. All right. That's it. Okay. I might have some typos here. So as always, I always say that, okay, leave a few minutes at the end to just quickly read through your sample to spot the typos and just correct them. 2 or 3 minutes, for example, for this task. Okay, 2 minutes will be more than plenty. So I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to make this video too long. But I'm going to go through it, read it quickly, 2 3 minutes. If I have any typos, I'm going to correct them and upload them on the website. All right. I hope you now have a better understanding of processes in IELTS. But if you want to dive deeper and improve your IELTS score, check out the links in the description. We just launched a new course that includes all 4 skills. No AI, just an expert working with you all throughout your IELTS preparation journey. Thanks for watching and happy writing. See you in the next one.